is anger. We believe it's an emotion that should be controlled, managed, or even better, not felt at all. In its most basic form, anger is a response to some sort of pain and is provoked by the perception of injustice either to others or oneself. Ancient Stoics recognized anger to be a destructive emotion. Seneca said, "No plague has caused the human race more." In the more contemporary world, philosophers argue that anger is a fundamentally mistaken attitude since it's infected with a backward-looking payback wish that is vengeful and destructive. Some even believe this payback wish is at the core of anger, and if you do not feel the desire for payback, then what you're feeling is not anger, but is in fact something else. This is where things can just go terribly wrong and make anger so destructive. It can be a backstabbing emotion, and it can cause so many socially undesirable behaviors like attacks or even worse, murders. On a collective level, it can provoke humans to start a war or genocide. It's crazy when you come to think about it, how this untouchable internal signal can motivate us to do horrible things as humans. But if we compare anger with other emotions we experience as negative, there are two interesting facts about it: its relationship with the brain and its power to cause social change. So, in psychology, there are essentially two basic motivational forces that underline our behavior: the impulse to approach or move towards something, and the impulse to withdraw or to move away from something. So, an emotion essentially motivates our behavior towards approach or withdrawal. Emotions like joy and happiness, where we laugh, dance, connect, and feel the urge to merge, as described by David Brooks in his book The Social Animal, are all associated with approach motivation. But emotions like fear, shame, sadness, disgust make us want to disengage, hide, or run away. These are all associated with withdrawal motivation. But if we look at brain scans, they consistently show that anger is an approach-motivated emotion and should be, at least brain-wise, grouped with emotions we experience as pleasant. It's associated with increased left prefrontal cortical and decreased right prefrontal cortical activity, and this finding provides a reliable neurological signature of approach. Although anger is experienced as negative, brain activity produces motivation of closeness. When we get mad, in other words, we show a natural tendency to get closer to what made us angry to try to eliminate it. If we look at it from an evolutionary viewpoint, it was Darwin who suggested that emotions, including anger, prepare an organism for action and encourage communication to others or resource protection against intruders. When we act out with anger, our heart rate, blood pressure, and testosterone levels all increase, and this is why we feel like it might harm us or overwhelm us. But the interesting thing is that our stress hormone cortisol actually drops, suggesting that anger helps calm us down and prepare us to address a problem we are experiencing. Earlier, I mentioned this desire for payback as one of the core and most horrifying traits of anger. But very often, this desire for payback divorces into the desire for change. It's happened so many times throughout history, and it's happening now as we speak around the world. All sorts of protests and civil rights movement prove the fact that anger's approach-motivated power can catapult us towards social change if harnessed properly. And this is where its uniqueness really stands out.